evening, gang. It's Tuesday, the 3rd of October, 2017. Welcome along to tonight's United Kingdom tour, coming to you as always live from the Mirable Studios in Royal Berkshire. I know for some of you having a couple of issues tonight. I did see little red things flashing up in front of me there, which indicates something might be wrong, but it's green now, so I assume that's all right. There's all sorts of bits and pieces in front of me here. You probably see when we do the little shot from over there. Oh, this thing here, that's me coming to you sort of thing. And in the corner, there's like green and red and yellow. It's green now. It flashed red a moment ago, and I was very concerned that you couldn't see us. Or worse than that, hear us. Because I should have been here earlier today. I was all ready, everything's set up. And I went to my mic. I spoke in the mic. Hello, 1, 2, 1, 2. You went to like that. I spoke into the microphone and I couldn't hear anything. Oh, and of course, yesterday, well, this I thought was occurring from yesterday. I'll come to that in a minute. So, of course, you know, you don't do the simple things when something goes wrong. You should, and you know what the simple thing is to check when something doesn't work. Don't you? You do know what it is, don't you? If you don't, I'll tell you in a second. So, of course, you know, I've got this mixer thing in front of me here with all wires and things. I'm pushing buttons on here. I'm round the back of me equipment. Down. I'm on my hands and knees, dear. And it's been a few years since I've been on them. I'm on my hands and knees round the back of the computers down there and all the equipment, looking around. I can't think. I've turned the volume full up there, tried it in another socket. I've got a spare microphone here. I've tried that. No, nothing. It's not even clicking. Then I turned it on. Do you know it turned on? God's sake. I can sit here. And I often say to you, I'm not very good with computers. Actually, I'm not bad with them now. I mean, I never forget the first computer, when we first had computers, and you used to get that blue screen of death, once a day? Twice a day? Something like that. And I'd be in here, this is before I started doing all these videos and all that, I'd be in it in tears, trying to sort out a computer problem. Oh, they were a nightmare. They don't really do that anymore, do they? But the simplest thing, always remember to check the on button first. I think some of you were having issues on Periscope and YouTube this evening as well, but that seems to be working now as well. So I don't know what was happening there. Well, hello. Yeah, welcome. Yesterday, some of you enjoyed my music and chat show. I'm glad you enjoyed that. That's every Monday at 10 o'clock on Upload Radio. Or if you can't be there at 10 o'clock, you can always listen again. That's available. Yesterday's show is on there now. Uploadradio.com. Go on there. Find a show. Click on C and you'll see Chris Reardon Show. You'll find it on there. All right. And afterwards, or while it was on actually, I thought I'd empty a couple of cupboards. Something I'd been wanting to do for ages and ages. Don't know if you've ever done it before. I'm sure you have. Now and again, you know, I might throw something away. But there's been a couple of times that I have thrown a lot away. A lot away. And yesterday was one of those days. In my spare bedroom, I'm in a 3-bedroom house. Okay, it's my bedroom. This little studio, which is actually the smallest room. This looks to you probably very big, but on the very rare occasion I have allowed people to come up here, which isn't very often. There's been about 3 people in here. I kid you not. Nikki French, who represented us at the Eurovision Song Contest some years ago now, she's been up here. We've had James Dean from Tameside Radio and Ronnie. That's about it. I don't think anyone... Oh, Ray Reynolds has been up here. And it's nowhere near as big as you would think it is. Don't know if you've ever been to see a television show being made. Have you ever seen that? And the studio, it's nowhere near as big as you think. Even the Royal Albert Hall. The Royal Albert Hall looks a lot bigger on the television than it... I mean, don't get me wrong. It's big. There's thousands of people in there. But it's not as big as you would think when you get in there. Funny, isn't it? How space is different. It's like a TARDIS. This is a TARDIS, but the other way round, where it looks big and you get in. I mean, we're squeezed in here this morning. I feel like a small sardine in a can. What a terrible life they have, don't they? They really have. Shoved into that can, all that oil poured over them. Like that. Dreadful. So I went in first into my spare bedroom. And in there is a cupboard. And there's a shelf in this cupboard. And it had on it all these bits of old electrical equipment. Some of them working. Okay, some of them in perfect working order. And of course, you can, if you've got the time and the inclination, and of course, if you want the money, although we're only talking a few pounds here and there. I know to some of you that does make all the difference. But, you know, if you need the money, you could probably sell this stuff on eBay. Even the broken stuff, you can often put on eBay, you know, good for parts. You know, parts only, doesn't work. Always put exactly what it is on eBay because you don't want to upset the buyer. Because they will eBay will block your account. They're very good at that, okay? They're very good. If you ever have a problem with someone on eBay, they're actually very good with sorting it out. I recently had purchased something, and it wasn't what I expected. Wanted to send it back. The bloke didn't want to pay me the money. I involved eBay, and they paid me the money, and then they go after the person themselves. Do you know they involve debt collectors? I was told by that the other day. eBay involved like debt collectors, you know, those people on Can't Pay World, take it away. Come on now, you owe £10,000. Pay up, please, or get out. I love it. Best comedy programme on the television, that Can't Pay World, take it away. Well, eBay involved those as well, you know, so you've got to be very careful of that. You could, of course, sell some of this stuff, as I say. And in this cupboard were audio mixers from when I used to be a mobile DJ. There was a couple of DVD players. There was, what else? Electric shaver, you know, a couple of those in there. There is a Technics 1210, which I'm holding on to. I know I could sell that for a few £100 if I wanted to. I don't know if I want it. Don't know if I want to. But then, you know, I'm kind of... Do I use it? No. Will I use it? Probably not. I've got no records here anymore. That was another one of the things I dumped some years ago. Now, when I tell people that, they're always shocked and horrified. But believe me, mass-made records are not worth anything. They really aren't. You might get 2p per record on eBay to sell a 45-inch single. It's just not worth it. Not worth the time and trouble. They went a few years ago. I had a shed full of old 12-inch techno singles and LPs. All down, I took them all down the dump. I had to make 2 journeys. I was so glad to get rid of them. Do I miss them? That was about 6, 7 years ago. No, don't miss them at all. Don't miss them. So I got all these electrical items, shoved those in a car, right? Completely cleared the shelf of stuff. Stuff that goes in there and it never comes out again. You might have a loft like that at home. I'm sure you've got a cupboard or a drawer. Have you got one of those drawers in the kitchen? With everything in it. You have, haven't you? Thanks for all your messages coming in, boys and girls. I will read those out in a moment, okay, when we finish the story. Yes, I've got a drawer in the kitchen, you know, screws, screwdrivers, bits of tape. You know that spare thing you get when you open a box? Oh, that's a spare. I put it in that drawer. I've got one of those. In fact, it's becoming 2 drawers now. I won't lie. And the first drawer is so full up that things fall out of the drawer into below, which is where I store pots and pans. And often there's a screw or a nail in there, which doesn't add to the food, really. It doesn't. So I cleared that one out. Then in that same cupboard are a few old clothes hanging up there. There was this dreadful pair of pinstripe trousers. Oh, they were horrendous. God knows when I wore those. I think it was for my wedding in 1983, dear. I think that's when I wore those. I've still got the pinstripe trousers. Ghastly they are. Ghastly. Got rid of a few bits and pieces in there, clothes and that. And then I thought I'd have a look in my other cupboard, which is opposite the studio here. Now that had, and I dumped, it had 3 rolls of offcuts of carpets. Now, why on earth do we keep those? Why do we keep rolled up offcuts of carpets? What do you do with them? Do you ever get them out of there again, except when you decide to clear the cupboard out? No, they just sit in there, don't they? So I took 2 of those out and chucked them away. But the third one, I thought, I think I can make a rug out of this one because it's quite big. And indeed I have done. I'll come to that in a minute. So I chucked out those 2 things. I think there was a metal chair in there. There was a little 3-pronged stool on there. What else was in there? Can't think what else. I think there was some sort of little case or something. Anyway, all out, all in the car, ready to die. So my car is full up now. Oh, and also, something that holds memories for me. Midnight, not a sound from the pavement. Something that holds memories is my roll-up foam Scout camp bed. Oh, yes. So this is basically just a piece of foam that's rolled up. And when I used to go camping with the Scouts, I'd take it with me. And you put it underneath and you go to sleep on it, you see. Thinking that it is more comfortable. But actually, no, it's not. It might as well just be laid on the hard ground. It does make a slight bit of difference. That went as well. That's gone as well. So much stuff cleared out yesterday. And then I came in here. And this room has a carpet and a rug. Now, the rug is on the carpet because this chair has got wheels on it. And I don't want to wear out the carpet. It probably doesn't matter whether the carpet gets worn out or not. But the last carpet I had in here, which was here for years and years and years, that wore out under the wheels of the carpet. So I protect the carpet with a rug. But this rug it kept creasing up and coming out, and I'd move around. You probably, if you watch the show, you've seen me moving around the studio. Oh, the carpet's stuck again. It gets stuck under the wheels. So I pulled up this carpet. Now, what I forgot was underneath the rug were two plastic things. These were like sheets of plastic that you're supposed to put on top of a carpet if you're going to have a chair with wheels on it. And I remember putting down one, and I put the chair, this is great, and then it would crack. It literally cracked. I thought, well, that's not very good. Then I put another one over the top of it. Used that for a while, not long, and then that too cracked as well. I thought, well, these aren't very good. And these bits of plastic, they've got like nodules underneath them, which are quite sharp, just little bits of plastic, which is supposed to hold the plastic onto the carpet, which it does well, but it cracks. I mean, how useless is that? I would probably have been better to put down a piece of wood or something, and that would roll up and down on my little thing like that. So I've taken up the old rug. Oh, my God, and it had partially disintegrated. And the mess underneath was horrible. It was all like dust, almost like I was worried I was breathing this stuff in. This stuff underneath the carpet while it was disintegrating. So I pulled up that. And then this thick plastic stuff had to be moved as well. I've got two long kind of desk type things in here. One here and one there. And both of them, the feet are on the plastic. So I'm on the floor. You need two people, really. I'm on the floor. I'm lifting up this desk here with my head. And I'm trying to lift the other desk up with my hand. And at the same time, trying to pull these bits of plastic from underneath the feet. I managed to get one out fairly easily with a little bit of jigging and that. And the second one, I thought, what it was, it's really stiff, the other one. It was thick and stiff. And I'm holding up the tables like that, and I'm not going to get this. I've gone downstairs, I've got a pair of scissors, and the plastic is so thick I can't cut through it with the scissors. So I've gone back downstairs, got my new kitchen knife from John Lewis. £20, dear, for a knife. I went in there for a set. I went in there, not John Lewis, Waitrose the other day for a set of kitchen knives. You've got to buy quality. And I thought, it might be about 40 quid. And the rest, 115 quid for a set of knives. Well, I haven't got that to spend on knives, dear. I just bought one. I only bought one. I was telling my mate, he went mad. He said, you went and bought one knife? I said, yes. I'm not spending £100 on a set of knives. Have you gone mad, dear? One's bad enough. So I got that knife, and even that I was having trouble cutting through it, and I couldn't do it. Anyway, eventually, I went and got my gardening gloves, because this plastic is sharp. It's sharp when you bend it, you see. Went and got my gardening gloves and folded the stuff on there. Okay? Managed to fold it round and pull it out a bit, and then I lifted again the two desks, with one with my head, which was quite sore afterwards, and one with my hand, give it a quick jolt, and out it came. So I rolled that up. It wouldn't fold up. I had to put gaffer tape round it and pull it tight. And also, a lot of it had broken up, and there was all these little bits of plastic all over the carpet. Oh, God. And I thought, well, I can't hoover those up because they're just clog the hoover up, because they're like large pieces of plastic, a little bit like dropping a glass, but hard plastic, just as sharp, I would have thought, actually. So I kind of picked it all up with my hands and put it in the bin. And, I got the hoover out and I hoovered it. And I went behind the computers with my hoover. And it hasn't been this clean in here for years. It's so nice now. And with the last piece of rolled up carpet, I cut, it was like that. So like that. So I cut off that bit there, that bit there. And put it down. And it's very thick. And it's worked. So there you go. I've got a brand new rug in here. It's nice and clean. That's probably the reason. Have you noticed I haven't been sneezing recently? Have you noticed that? Because I used to come up here and sneeze my head off constantly. Oh, it was horrendous. Every show I'd come in here and sneeze my head off. Well, that doesn't seem to happen much anymore, does it? I have a feeling that's because I haven't got the cat anymore. I think that's probably a big part of the reason. And now, of course, I've do all this. I've cleaned up all that. So then I went. It's all in the car. Of course, bits of this plastic stuff are dropping off down the stairs. But I thought, well, I'll clean it up when I get back in. Loaded all up the car. Went down the dump. Got rid of it all. They're very helpful down there, I must say. Got rid of it all. Came back here. Hoovered up here, hoovered the stairs, and in the kitchen, all these bits of plastic everywhere. I picked up the big bits, and then the little bits were hoovered up, and of course the dust from that carpet, it had gone everywhere, and it's so clean. And let me tell you, it's so liberating to be able to have a great clear out like that. It really is. I'm really, really pleased with myself. And I've got a 3/4 of an empty cupboard now there, another empty cupboard in the other room, my spare room. The other thing was, had all stuff on the bed. Again, old electrical equipment. I'll put that away some other time. I chucked the whole lot away. And that's how to do it. Don't go round, when you get this stuff out of the cupboard. I might need that one day. No, get rid of it, dear. Chuck it all away. And I've done it. And I'm so pleased with myself. So there we are. That was my Monday. A most enjoyable experience. Let's say hello to some of you today. Thank you for your messages coming in this morning. I don't always come to your messages, as you know. If I keep coming to messages, we lose the story, you see. We never get to the end of the story. And then you did, but you didn't finish the story. Well, you didn't give me a chance. Let's hello to the lovely Shania. Good morning, Shania, on Isley Widget. Or good evening, Shania. Marc Jones is there. Hello, Marc. Ants Galloway. Greetings, Ants. Deirdre's there. Vectis, who's been doing trains, haven't you, Vectis? They've had a little bit of a train, what do you call it? A train exhibition with proper trains. Not model ones, proper trains. They've had a little do on the Isle of Wight, diesel trains and things like that. It was wonderful. I love trains. That was my favourite ever Christmas present, the electric train set. I love it. And the good news is, great nephew George is now into Scalextrics. So he's obviously getting into that as well. And I managed to get him. No, it wasn't a Scalextrics. He's just had his 5th birthday. I forgot his picture up here. No, it's gone now. He's just had his 5th birthday, great nephew George. And my niece said he likes Scalextrics. What was the other thing? Scalextrics and Lego he's into at the moment. So I went on to Amazon, because it's so easy, isn't it? I went on to Amazon, I think on Sunday night, and I ordered him and sent directly. You can order off Amazon, one-click ordering, and send it direct to the address that you want it to go to. I'm going to be sent here and then onwards. Extra postage. They're about to go on strike, the Royal Mail. I'll come to that a little bit later on. And I ordered this Disney, is it Pixel cars? Disney Pixel cars, something like that. Battery operated, this one, because he's only 5, and I thought maybe electric, 5 years old, might be a little bit too early for that. So I sent the batteries as well. And Disney Pixel, and it's 2 cars on a little train racetrack, and you push buttons and bzzz, like that. So I've sent him those, which is great. And hopefully he'll move on to trains as well, Vectis. Yes. Good evening to the lovely Deirdre. Kim Witt's there. Hello, Kim. Ray Reynolds is there. Greetings, Ray. Daniel Rolfe, greetings to you. Let's have a look. Jason Carter. Hello, Jason. Hope you're well. Ray said if there had been a guard on that train, it wouldn't have crashed into Hamley's toy shop. Callum's there. Hello, Callum. Evening. How's the weigh-in? I'm coming to the ants. I have been to Slimming World today, and I'm pleased to tell you that I have lost this week half a pound. Thank you very much. Now, that doesn't sound a lot, does it, half a pound? Doesn't sound a lot. I'm noticing as I'm getting closer now to my target of 12 stone. Remember, I started at 13 and a half stone I was, okay? I'm now 12 stone, 5.5. So that's about 1 stone, 8 pounds, is it? 1 stone, 8 pounds, which for the Americans is 14. That's about 22 pounds I've lost. Don't know what it is in kilos, but that's what I've lost so far. And I'm with Slimming World. Not Slimmers, Slimming World. I got told off by the great Linda. Linda, queen of all of Slimming World. She says, I love it when you talk about our show, but please, it's Slimming World, not Slimmers World. So Slimming World I'm with. And my target, which I set myself, is 12 stone. So I'm getting closer to it now. I'm getting closer to it. It slows down as you get closer to it. But as I said, half a pound a week. If you was to do that for a year, that's 2 stone. If you lost £1 a week, that's 4 stone. You ain't got to go mad. No need to lose 10 stone in a week, dear. You know, £1 a week. That's all you need to do. It's easy. If you're a bit overweight and you're happy, fine. No problem with that. But if you're not happy, do something about it. Do something about it. You know, there's not too many people out there who are bothered what people look like. I don't care. I don't care what people look like. You can be 30 stone if you want. Are you happy at 30 stone? Fine, great, good. But what if you're not happy? Then do something about it. And the Slimming World I've found works for me. Is going to the groups and all that business. All right? So that's my weigh-in for today. Greetings to Adam the Plumber, who's with us this evening. Kevin Webster's there. Alice, hello to Alice, who's a recent member of the Chris Redden fan club, aren't you, Alice? She came along watching the karaoke stream last night. We had some problems with the karaoke stream last night, and it's since the last Facebook update. So this is how you watch the karaoke. Literally, it's on the phone. That's in front of the stage. Okay. On here, I can see what's happening, and I literally just turn it on, and it stays on a tripod. That's it. So it was like that last night, but the picture kept flipping round, didn't it? Which was very not as if I had it like that. And I don't know why it's doing that. It's only been doing it since the last Facebook update. So hopefully the next Facebook, someone will report that. I was looking how to report a problem to Facebook last night. I can't find it anywhere. So that's pretty impossible. So that's what was going on last night. The sound that you hear from the karaoke is not from the internal mic. I have a gadget I plug into here, and that plugs into my equipment. So you hear it directly off the microphones. Sometimes people come up to me, you know, near the camera, and they start talking to me in a loud voice, and they might swear or say something that I wouldn't want you to hear. And, oh, is that on? I said, that's all right. They can't hear from the microphone. It's coming from over there, the sound. Oh, thank God for that. So that's how it works. Okay. Alice was watching that last night, so good evening to you, Alice. This is something else I do. I hope you enjoy it, okay? Johnny Key is here. Evening, Johnny. And the ever-decreasing Chris getting thinner and thinner before your very eyes. Ant has gone from 12 stone 13 to 12.5. Well, you're practically the same as me then, aren't you, Ant? You're almost the same as me. So you're 12, 13. I was 12, 13 and a half. You're now 12 and a half. And I'm 12, 5.5. That's exactly the same weight loss as I've got. Are you down to your, are you Slimmers World, Ant? Are you at your target weight now, or is it going to go down any further? Do let us know. Greetings to Jason Alexander. How many rich tea biscuits can I have? I'm working for a packet. None, dear. None. Don't touch them. Don't touch those rich tea biscuits. You get Slimmers World chocolate biscuits. You can have one of those. She's through half a packet. He's through half a packet. Perhaps it's not a good idea that you watch this show. Sits there eating biscuits while he's watching me. Alice is from Europe. She's from, I think, Croatia. You're from, Alice, aren't you? So welcome to you. Let's go to some of the other messages. We do go on other platforms. People are watching on YouTube Live and Periscope as well. Joe is there. Hello, Joey. Brendan Brady's there. He had a little problem. We had a little problem at the beginning. It seems to be working now, so there we are. Let's see. My friend... Oh, there we go. Is that on YouTube, I think? My friend was at your bar the other week. She said you were the polite, medium-sized man. What's your name? I don't know what your name hasn't come up. It said Ford. Hang on, I can't see it. That writing's so small. Just a minute. Perhaps if I move... Can I make the words bigger? No, I can't. Ford, TCI Power or something like that. Hello to Joey. He said, do you have a strong head? No. Dashcam says, do you have a strong head? Yeah, you have to, lifting this blooming table up like that. Dear. Did you sneeze at least once a stream on average? Yes. I think generally people sneeze in threes, don't we? We sneeze in threes for some reason, or I do anyway. Is it just me? Achoo, achoo, achoo. Very embarrassing when you're in a quiet situation in church or something like that, isn't it? Brendan says it's still £0.5, so positive. Yeah, doesn't matter how much weight you've lost. Whether it's £10 in a week, which some of the larger people, when they go to Slimming World and they first go, some of the really large people, they can lose 10, 11, 12 pounds in 1 week. But that doesn't carry on. You know, that first week, you can lose an awful lot of weight. I think the first week I lost for £3.5, you know. So I'm pleased about that. Hello to Robbie. Greetings to Robbie today. Nice to see you as well, sir. Alice says biscuits are very good. Estonia. Thank you. Estonia. Alice is from Estonia, so there we are. Now, those fools at the Royal Mail are about to go on strike again. Oh, yes. It's in tonight's BBC Business Royal Mail news story. And, there's a phone line open as well. Do you want me to open the phone line? Hang on a minute. Yeah, that's open already. Okay, let's just... if you want to call in, there's a phone number as well. There it is. 020-8144-3477. It's a local London number. Of course, if you're outside the UK, it's going to cost you international. You don't have to do that, though. If you've got Skype, I've got a Skype in as well. My Skype in number, and I keep meaning to put that up on the screen, is all one word, United Kingdom Talk. Okay, so the Skype in number is United Kingdom Talk, and the phone in number is 020-8144-3477. You don't have to call in if you don't want to, but if you fancy a little bit of a chat tonight, feel free. 020-8144-3477. So on the BBC's news website tonight, Royal Mail workers have voted in favour of holding a ballot for a strike in a row over pensions and... They're mad. These people at the Royal Mail are mad. It is a shrinking industry. We've got to move on. You know, there's nothing better than receiving letters in the post, is there? It's not the same as an email, is it? Don't you love it? I mean, even when it's a bill, I get quite excited. There's enough of those come in this house. Visa bills and American Express and what have you. God's sake, man. The Communication Workers Union, I used to be a member of that, said 73.7% of its 110,000 members cast their votes, with 89% backing a ballot. So I haven't decided yet. It's the first major vote since the introduction of the Trade Union Act, which requests strike votes to have a 50% turnout. The CWU said the postal executive will meet later this week to determine any potential strike dates. So I haven't decided to have them yet. But they're all going to vote on it. And I think they're very, very foolish to vote for a strike. I mean, even now you've got all these other little companies nitpicking away at the Royal Mail, aren't they? Nitpicking away. And I think it's a great shame how, I mean, you know, we're all supposed to like competition and it's all supposed to be a good thing. But at the end of the day, no private business... No private postal business is interested in delivering a letter from me for 50 pence to a small house in the Outer Hebrides. No one's gonna do that. That will make a loss. It will make a loss. The whole idea of just having one Royal Mail, which we had for years and years, is that it kind of even each other. It all evens out, doesn't it? So if I want to send a letter to my neighbour, perhaps, they've probably made money on that letter, but the one to the Outer Hebrides, they make a loss, and it kind of cancels each other out. That's the whole idea of having just one big thing. When you start involving these little private companies, and we'll have that little bit of cream there, we'll have that bit of cream there. We don't want that one because it doesn't make us any money. And I don't think it works as well, to be honest. But nevertheless, that's what we're in now. We've got all these other private companies. And I think the Royal Mail staff have to be very, very careful. It's shrinking quickly enough as it is. Without people saying, and it's the big businesses. It won't be like me and you who make a difference to the Royal Mail. It's the big businesses who said, oh, hang on a minute, I don't know, make up a name. Chris Reardon's Postal Service will deliver our parcels now for £10 a month cheaper. Okay, we'll go with you now. And there, the Royal Mail have lost some more business. And I think sometimes if there's a strike on, so a company comes along and they seize the Royal Mail, oh, they're on strike, well, let's just go with them for a while. Now then, if they become happy with them, they're not going to go back to the Royal Mail. More jobs lost. I think some of these people have got to be very, very careful on how to do that, all right? Let's just do something there. There you go, Marc. I've added you there, okay? Good evening to Gary Butler, who joins us as well this morning. Good morning, Gary. Marc says, what's the Skype? United Kingdom Talk. All one word, Marc, okay? United Kingdom Talk is our Skype. Don't be shy. Give us a call. Anyone got an iPhone 8 yet? Watch out. They're bursting into flames. Bursting into flames. In this morning's Yahoo, of this evening's Yahoo's finance page, Apple might have a headache on its hands. Just weeks after the launch of the much-hyped iPhone X. Have you ordered yours yet? Only £1,149. I am tempted, though. I am tempted. I'll tell you what. If I had a normal job where I got paid wages, I definitely wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't. But I'm self-employed, and something like that could be a tax-deductible item. Perfectly legal. Nothing dodgy about that at all. It's a tax-deductible item, useful for the job. And it's the camera, you see. The camera is a lot better. And I might get better pictures for you when I'm doing my karaoke things. So I am a tiny little bit, a little bit tempted. But 2 iPhone 8 Plus owners, one in Taiwan and one in Japan, have shared pictures of their smartphones bursting open. Oh, I hope that don't happen to me live on air. Make sure you share the show to your walls to see Chris Reardon bursting open live on air tonight. Or online, not quite on air, are we? The screen detached itself from the aluminium frame due to possible battery issues. I suppose, really, I mean, you get all that power, don't you, in that tiny little thing, and I don't know, I mean, perhaps we can't really do it. Batteries are coming along a long way, aren't they? I think we're on the cusp now of being able to store large amounts of energy, which is something we can't do. This is the problem with renewable energy. You can't store, as yet, huge amounts of electricity. I mean, it's all very well, you with your car battery in your car. It's only got to work one set of lights, isn't it? And turn the car on and the wireless. That's all it's got to do, your car battery. The national grid has to have batteries to run everything in your house, for X number of hours when there's no wind and no rain, no wind and no sunshine. But I think we're getting very, very close to being able to store large amounts of energy in some sort of batteries, although perhaps not the batteries that we know as today. In Taiwan, a woman allegedly saw her 64 gigabyte iPhone 8 Plus split open while it was charging via the official Apple charger, which I have in here somewhere. I don't know where it is now. The woman in question claims she saw the screen bulging. It was, but look at your stomach now. Is that bulging? Is that about to burst open? It's all very worrying. Just 3 minutes after the phone started charging. Chinese media sites, such as the Tech ifeng.com, reported that the smartphones had been returned to Apple, who are looking into the matter, so be careful. Another user in Japan suffered almost the same symptoms. Phone burst open, screen detached from the aluminium frame. The owner was apparently delivered the iPhone in such a state. In both cases, the culprit seemed to be the battery, which may have swelled and put too much pressure on the display, causing it to pop open. So do be careful, boys and girls, of swelling iPhones. You don't want it to swell too much. Dear me. Brendan says if they do strike near Christmas, it could be interesting. Yeah, well, I mean, I can't lie to you. I don't send Christmas cards. I never have done, really. Never really sent Christmas cards. Maybe one or two. That's about it. I can't remember the last time I actually posted a Christmas card in a letterbox. I just don't do it, really. You know, the Christmas cards in, and it is nice to get Christmas cards. Don't get me wrong. And I'm grateful when they do come. Little Christmas cards come from my auntie or something. But you just, oh, that's nice, and then it's forgotten. For what? For like 3 seconds of, that's nice, and you put it over there. Or you put it up on the mantelpiece, don't you? 2 weeks away, 2 weeks later, you pick them all up and chuck them away again. Although I've got some cards that I've kept over the years. And I'm glad I've kept them. Cards generally from my mum and dad who are not here anymore. Christmas cards and birthday cards. And now and again I'll pick one up and open. Oh, that's my mum's handwriting who's not here anymore. That's my dad's handwriting. You know what I mean? And that's nice, that. But generally, my mum, she used to send off endless Christmas. She would start writing them in September. I kid you not. My mum would sit there, I think I'll make a start on the Christmas cards. And she'd be writing these things out. She'd have like this lot. Although that they were the days where it didn't cost so much to send them. Is it like I can't remember what a first class stamp is now. It's about 65 pence. So it's 10 cards, £6.50. That's an awful lot of money to be spending on Christmas cards, isn't it? Or Christmas card postage, rather. Don't know what you think about that. Do you send your Christmas cards or not? Do you send Christmas cards? Let us know. Stick a message up there. I'd like to know. Kevin said, that's what I'm getting, an iPhone. Are you real? Are you getting an iPhone? What, the X? You saving up for the X? It does look like it does an awful lot more. This is an SE. You see, I like the size of this. And all the others they're getting bigger now. These blooming phones, aren't they? I have to say, I've got a real issue with people who have got the Plus models, because you can't hear them properly. They slightly move, and they're like, I don't know what they do with their phones. My best mate Ronnie's got one, and someone else, Adam the plumber's got one, and sometimes you'll hear someone ring up to the studio. Sometimes I have a little bit of a chat on air with me, and you can tell they're on an iPhone 7 because their voice just keeps disappearing. It's like they keep doing that with you. You see what I mean? And if you move that from away from your mouth, you see the sound disappears very quickly, doesn't it? Well, that's what they're doing with the iPhones. Those large iPhones do not pick up the sound very well at all. Slight movement, and that's it. All right, let's go to the phone. Marc's, is that Marc? Oh, no. Sorry, I thought someone was calling then. Was that you, Marc? Sorry. Try that again. Oh, maybe you didn't. Maybe we're just testing to see if it works or not. Well, I don't know. There he goes. Let's try again. There we go. Hello, Marc. All right?
Hello. You all right?
There you go. I've got you. Oh,
I'm on my camera. That's embarrassing.
I've just. What have I done now? I've got this meter in front of me, and it doesn't look like it's going up properly.
It might be my end.
Might be your end. Hello, Marc. Whereabouts are you?
I'm in Nottingham.
Nottingham. That's a nice place, isn't it? What'd you do up there overnight?
Well, I'm a barman.
All right. In what bar?
In a place called the Phoenix.
The Phoenix.
It's a local pub.
Do you have like entertainment in there, or is it just?
We do. We have a guy called Porky.
Right.
Who does
Okay.
DJing.
And what does he do? Hello? I don't think he can. Can you not hear me all right? I've got these meters in front of me and they're not going up properly today. I was having an issue with those earlier. I think I've got a loose wire somewhere. Oh, God. Now, this, and I know this is because I have to move everything yesterday, wasn't it? Can I just have a little twiddle? Were you all right for a minute? Just a second there. Don't call in now, for God's sake. Let me see if it's a wire under here or something like that. I don't know where it is now. Push that in a bit there. When I was, see if that's made any difference at all. When I was on the floor yesterday with my Hoover and some of the wires came out, I thought, oh, I'm going to have issues with that tomorrow. I really am. And sure enough, we are. Marc, you disappeared. Where did you go, Marc? You disappeared, sir. Disappeared. Come back. Come back. So what we love you. YY doesn't even have a mobile phone. I don't think you're missing anything, to be honest. I think once you're hooked into the system sort of thing, you can't do without a mobile phone. But it must be very liberating not to actually have a mobile phone, I reckon. You know, not to be everyone's beck and call all the time. Especially for work. Why didn't you answer your phone? You can just say, why? You can just say, because I haven't got one. I think that's fair enough. Anne says, terrible scenes in Vegas again. What's your opinion on gun crime in the USA? We don't have guns here, and we don't have nearly the amount of shootings that they have in the US. I think they should have some sort of restrictions on guns and things like that. They should be properly licensed. I do understand the other side of it. The problem is, once you've got a load of guns out there, how do you go backwards on that? Because a lot of the people in America who have guns would say to you, you know, if someone breaks into my house, let's be honest, you know, by far the amount of people who have guns have got them as a last resort, as a self-defence. So they got them in the house, and they would say to you, if anyone breaks into my house and has a gun, what am I going to defend myself with? If they've got the gun and they haven't, do you see what I mean? So I'm not quite sure how you can go back once it's there. Now here, of course, we don't have them. Of course, if you wanted to buy a gun, I'm sure you could go into many cities in the country and purchase one from a bloke in a pub, I suppose, if you really wanted to. But generally, you can't walk into a shop and, oh, can I buy a gun, please? No, you've got to have a licence and all this business, you know. You buy an air rifle. I mean, even air rifles can do... I have an air rifle. Well, I have an air rifle. I've got a little target thing and you put these little metal things in there. No license required. But when you go... I haven't had it for years. I don't even use it. That could be chucked out, really. Got a little target thing. And when I went in the shop to buy that a few years ago now, you had to give over your name and address and some form of identity. So presumably I'm on a list somewhere, you know, which says... And the other thing is, I don't know, how do you dispose of something like that? Would you take it to a police station if you've got an air rifle? You don't, because I don't really want it anymore. I don't actually like it in the house, to be honest. But once everyone's got guns, as is in the case of America, how do you turn that backwards? Very, very difficult. Joey says, are guns banned, though? What, in America? No. No, they're not banned in America. You can just walk into a shop and buy one. Greetings to Adam. Adam, your posts on your Facebook page are getting ruder and ruder. I had noticed that. Why is this, please? I'd like to congratulate Jimmy, my nephew Jimmy, on his first year anniversary of his business. I've posted up a video on my Facebook wall, which my brother-in-law did. And Jim is in it, of course, celebrating his first year anniversary of his car repair business. If you get a dent in the car, a little scratch, you go to him and that's who fixes it. So congratulations to Jimmy Butler International and hello to his girlfriend Charlotte. All right. Message here from Brendan who says, I leave my phone on silent permanently So I'm not putting life on hold for the sake of endless messages and notifications, or you don't get anything done. Oh, my mate, who has an iPhone. He always has the most up-to-date one. Always. Me, I don't see the point in constantly upgrading anything. However, the iPhone X does look like it does an awful lot more than my little SE is. So I am kind of thinking about that. And he's got all his notifications on, and it just drives me bananas. When we say, bing, boop, bap, bap, ding, da, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ee, ah, oh, kang, kang, dee, da. All the time, the noises coming out from his blooming mobile phones. Turn the blooming notifications off. Oh, it gets on my nerves. Although, with the Facebook one, if you turn off the notifications on it, it keeps blooming well reminding you to turn them back on again, doesn't it? How annoying is that? How annoying is that? You turn them off. I actually have... What do I have notifications for? BBC News... I must say, I've got a tablet downstairs. It's a crap tablet. It's a Hawaii, I think it is. Hawaii or something like that. And it's so slow. And if you're doing a video, it's like, a bit like that. Do you know what I mean? Where it's not smooth. It's horrendously slow. But someone gave it to me, and it's useful for little bits and pieces. And that's got the BBC News on it. And when I get a news story coming, it plays the BBC News jingle. Bum, bum, bum. I love it. The phone doesn't do that. I don't know if my phone... Can I make my phone do that, actually? BBC News jingle. What would that be? Notifications? Hang on, let me have a look. That'd be settings, wouldn't it? Settings, notifications. Here we are. BBC News. Sounds. It's off. I'll turn it on. Oh, because I like that one. It plays the BBC News jingle. I love the BBC News theme. Do you like that? It's been the same for years. I've turned it on. I've turned that on now. How exciting is that? Yes. Greetings to Ashley Russell who's with us this evening. Greetings, Ashley. Adam is trying to find love. What, by offering your body? No, you got it all wrong, dear. It has to be more than physical love, Adam. You've got to like the person, darling. Lots. You've got to meet them and talk to them. Not just a quick flick on your Grindr or your Tinder thing and quick bang bang and there we go. Thank you very much. Another 5-minute relationship. You will realise this, my little friend, as you get older, all right? Try and find someone that you like and likes you. Do things together. Hobbies. No, not that. Anything but that. And you need to decide whether you like girls or boys, dear. One or the two. Right, Marc's trying to call in again. Let's go back to Marc. Did you have problems, Marc?
I did. I had a mini power cut.
You did what, mate?
We had a mini power cut.
A new what?
A mini power cut.
Oh, a mini power cut. Oh, what's happened?
I don't know. It's all back on now, though. It's just everything turned off.
You want to pay your bill, mate?
It seems so.
Oh, well, you're back now. We were talking about the old pub, the Phoenix, where you work. So you got a bloke there, you say, does the entertainment. What does he do?
Yeah, he does karaoke and disco.
Oh, right,
like
okay.
You.
Did you get a guy down there called Callum?
Callum, a blonde guy?
Yeah, and when
quite tall.
I can't think how tall he is, but when he sings, he'll come off out into the audience and like really try and get them to participate quite well.
No, I've not seen a guy who does that. But we have got a Callum who comes in though.
I can't think of his can't think of his second name now. Callum something, I think. What's it was.
The age range? Age range.
Oh, he would be young. 20 to 25, somewhere around there.
Well, there is one like that matches that, but he doesn't normally sing on karaoke. His girlfriend does, though.
It might be. I don't think he's got... He was with a girlfriend, but I think they had a bit of a row, so that all finished. Maybe he's back with her now. I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah. What I wanted to talk to you about
Yes, sir.
Because I know you have an iPhone. Do you get the emails from Apple?
What sort of emails?
Like the update emails.
Oh yeah, generally yes, yes.
Did you see when the iPhone 8 came out?
Go on.
They sent a message saying, "Oh, we've got this new iPhone 8 out."
Yeah.
2 hours later, I got another one saying about the iPhone X.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't notice that.
I don't know why they didn't release one and then wait a couple of months and release the next one.
No, well, it doesn't. I think they perhaps knew that people would rather wait for the X rather than the 8. So I think they're trying to sell a few 8s before the X comes out.
Fair enough.
I do think that. Someone said that it will also be called the iPhone 10. So what
Yeah,
happened?
yeah, that's it. What happened to 9?
So what happened to the 9? Will that come out kind of in between? Because I've got an SE, which is kind of between the 6 and the 7, isn't it? The
Yeah,
S.
I got a 6S.
You got a 6S.
Yeah.
So 6S, is that like the SE? I don't know what.
Oh, I don't know.
is.
There's so many of them now. Why
It
can't you
does,
just...
and if you've got something that works, then stick with it. That's what I say. Really, I don't kind of keep upgrading. Do you upgrade yours every time a new one comes out, or do you go down
no.
one?
I wait for my contract to run out, then I upgrade to the newest.
Oh right, okay. I buy mine now. I buy mine, and then I go for the SIM only thing because it's so much cheaper. And I'm on 3, and it's is it 30? I think yes, it's £30 a month I pay. Okay, unlimited phone calls, unlimited texts, and unlimited data in many countries. That's with 3.
See, mine is 38, and mine's unlimited minutes, unlimited text, and 20 gig of data.
Right. See, I need
I've never managed to use the 20 gig though.
No, but I do 3 karaoke shows a week, and each one of them is like 3 or 4 hours. Yeah, and that
You
tends
know,
to.
the other night you had a drag on.
Yes.
Is they normally on it?
When was this?
Was it Saturday?
A couple of Saturdays ago. No, we don't normally do that. No, I usually ask first, and most of them don't like doing it.
Oh, it was good.
Now, which one was that now?
I don't know. She was singing about boys on Grinder.
Oh, I
Remember what
can't
the
think
song,
what one it was now.
the actual song was.
Who was it now? I can't remember who it was
It
now.
was Yellow Gloves, like the washing up gloves.
Yellow. Oh, that would be Dusty Springs. Dusty Springs. That's it. Oh yeah, she's a laugh. Yeah, she's a good laugh. There's a few of them, and they're really nice. Most of them are really nice. Some of them are right up their own arses, but
That's a drag queen for you.
no, some of them are like really nice. That's one of the nice ones. That's one of the nice ones. Is that something that you might be doing, Mark?
What, drag queens?
Yeah. Do you think you could do that?
I don't think I have the right attitude. I'm too nice. I know they can be quite vicious sometimes.
It's
with the
true.
Verbal.
How old are you?
I'm 22.
22. So you're working in a bar. Where do you want to be in 5 years?
I want to have my own bar.
You want your own pub, yeah?
At the moment, we say the pub I work in, all the staff are LGBT,
All right, yeah.
so we're straight friendly.
Okay.
But a lot of our customers are straight, but the staff are gay.
Oh, are they all gay in there? Are they?
Yeah.
Oh well, I always when I first started DJing in the Black Cap, I remember when really early on I thought one day this will all just meld into one, and everyone will be going in the same clubs and that and bars, and that is happening to an extent now, which I think is fantastic.
You ever go down to Manchester?
Have I been to Manchester? Yes.
Have you been at the Village?
I have. Yes.
There's a place called...
I was disappointed.
Bar-
Go on, you speak. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, no, you go. Say what you're going to say.
I was disappointed. I went in bar after bar, and they're all doing exactly the same thing. Drag queen playing steps and other camp music, and that was about the be-all and end-all of all of it. I was disappointed. Yeah, I didn't enjoy it at all. Wasn't my cup of tea.
There's a place called Bar Pop. It's in the middle.
Right.
And they have a lot of straight people go there as well.
Right.
So from exactly what you was just explaining about them, everybody's integrated.
Right.
And if more pubs was like that, I think we'd have less hate crime.
Oh, as I say, I always thought that would happen eventually, that everyone would be just mixing and melding in the same place. Certainly the younger people, that's happening with. Anyone up to the age of sort of, I don't know, about 35, except the real arseholes. The alpha males, and we all know some of these. Yeah, all right, mate. Yeah, you do what I say. One of those. I haven't got the time of day for those sort of people.
No, I haven't.
You see them walking around Bracknell sometimes. Usually great big fat things with hair like mine and badly fitting clothes and bad breath, carrying cans of Fosters.
Yeah, I went to the chip shop earlier for my lunch.
I can't bear alpha males. Can't stand them. Who the hell do you think you are? Go away, you silly little boy.
I went to the chip shop earlier, talking of cans of Fosters. I went to the chip shop for my lunch.
Chips and Fosters.
This guy in front of me had a can of Fosters.
Right.
And I've never seen that in this area before.
What, drinking in the street? You never seen that?
No, we don't. It doesn't normally happen here.
Ah, there's some parts of London I don't think they're allowed to do that anymore. You're not allowed to walk around with a can of lager. I know.
Well, I think people should do it anyways.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of kids seeing that.
Well, I think you should start a new thing out and start walking around with small glasses of champagne. I do, Mark. You know, that'll raise the whole tone of the area that you're in, Mark.
That'd be good.
Oh, wonderful. Well, lovely to talk to you. Thanks for calling in.
Cool.
All right, you have a lovely evening up there. Nice to talk to you. Bye-bye, Mark. Cheerio. That was nice, wasn't it? Just have a random call in that. That's Mark up in Northampton. That's it, Northampton. Adam says, you swore, I'm blocking you. What? When did I swear? What did I say swearing? What, arse? Oh, come on, that's not swearing. Swearing is your wall. I'll tell you what, boys and girls, if you're shocked easily, don't go. Just click on Adam's profile there and have a look at his wall. Some of the stuff he comes out with. I'm shocked. I had to turn around. My great redeemer that Mary bought me. I had to turn him around while I was looking at the screen. 0208 144 3477 is my local London number if you fancy calling in. Adam wants to know who's the picture of the old guy on the old calendar. Oh, I haven't changed it. And he's not an old guy. It's Barry Manilow, dear. It's October now, isn't it? Let's see. October. There we are. There's the October Barry Manilow calendar picture. Doesn't he look excellent in that one? Barry Manilow. Only the greatest singing artist of all time. What do you mean, who is it? How rude are you? I mean, who are you? Don't know who you are. Who are you, Adam? Who are you? Who are you? Dreadful. Boys and older men, please do me a favour. Shocking, absolutely shocking. Now, I've got a couple of videos to show you tonight, boys and girls. Let's just get those ready for you. You may have seen these already. And I thought, well, shall I play these? No, you've probably seen them already. But the fact is, because there's people watching us now on YouTube and Periscope and what's the other one? Twitch, I think. They watch them on those platforms as well. They won't have seen these videos that I put up on my Facebook wall. I've done 2 little chats with a couple of people from the karaoke. All right, so I've got both those coming up for you first. The first one is the one where we talked to Roy. Now, Roy is a chap that comes along to both our karaoke's, the ones at the the ones at Central Station and the one in the Camden Eye. And he comes on to both of them, not always to the Camden Eye one. And he's a real character. And we caught up with him just before we started doing the karaoke the Monday before last. And here's what he had to say. Evening, gang. Well, we've arrived at Central Station in Wharfdale Road for our Monday night karaoke session, all set up and ready. No traffic today, I must say. Very quick getting here. And with me, here in Central Station is the very famous, very popular Roy.
I just
Say
made
hello,
it
Roy.
all the buses, there's one going by now. The bus took me right up the road and I had to walk back a bit there, mate.
You come from where? Where'd you come?
Yeah, but near High Wycombe, between High Wycombe and Beaconsfield, yeah.
And so he comes all the
Come
way.
into Marylebone and then come through on the buses or the tube, whatever.
Did you come, but main part of the journey by train, do you?
Yeah,
How long does that take you?
Yeah, over an hour, well over an hour, but still, I mean, it's fun anyway, travelling.
Yeah. You come into London every day, don't you? And do
Yeah,
different
pretty
things
well,
and
yeah, singing in the karaoke and that, yeah.
How long have you been coming to karaoke nights?
Oh, it must be over 2 years now. Yeah.
Here, but other places as well? You come to?
Yeah,
You've
but
done
I have to be down at Marble Arch and yeah.
Right.
They'll come in here, yeah.
Do you go to any other places during the week apart from the ones when we see you doing on the here or in?
Yeah, I go down off Oxford Street. Yeah, Powden Street, go down there. Yeah.
What's that one? King's
Arms. Yeah.
And what's that one like? Is that busy?
That's quite good. Yeah.
And Halfway to Heaven as well.
Yeah, Halfway to Heaven and Charing Cross. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
What did you still work or have you retired?
No, retired now.
What did you used to do?
Used to be in the juvenile action. Yeah.
Juvenile.
Used to be in the juvenile action. Yeah.
What's that?
Used to be acting, but.
Oh, acting.
Yeah,
I beg your
yeah,
pardon.
yeah.
Have you been in anything we've seen on the television or?
Oh no, not on television. No.
Theatre stuff.
But it's all been stopped now. That's all. I think people. Everything's internet now, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But anyway.
But have you been on the stage doing acting and all that?
Yeah, I used to be down the Sound Theatre. Yeah. But
Anything that we would have
that's
seen
all been altered.
in the West End?
No, that's
Nothing like that. No? What was your job? What did you used to do as a job?
Yeah, but I used to be juvenile action manager. Yeah.
Oh, you was a manager. I thought you said actor. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Oh yeah, but I did act as well.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, I did
okay.
act as well.
And what did that involve? Juvenile
Yeah.
action. What did that involve?
Oh yeah, taking the clothes up and all sorts of things. All sorts of carrying on there was, yeah.
Well, nice to talk to
That's
you.
not surprising if people don't want that anymore. That business.
Same there. Well, that's Roy, and you'll be able to see him from our live karaoke starting around about 8 o'clock here on Facebook Live. Okay, if you're not on my Facebook Live, facebook.com/Chris Wynn UK. We'll see you a little bit later.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure. I'm watching those videos in front of me there. I can't hear what they're saying when I'm watching a video. And there's no clock. There's no, like, countdown thing. You would have thought they had a countdown thing on there. So I'm never quite sure whether that's about a finish. But I think it was about then. So that's Roy, one of our karaoke singers. I've got another one to show you in a minute, Mary. Alice wants to know, is it karaoke again? Not tonight, I'm afraid. The next one, Alice, will be on Friday night, around about 8:30. Okay, so join us then on Friday night at 8:30 for the next karaoke stream. Adam's off to eat his sausage sandwich. Will you enjoy that, Adam? Nice dead animal sandwich for you. I've got some rice risotto. I've already had some, and I got it right today. Hooray! Because what I've been doing... Oh, hang on. Let's just take a call there. Where are we going now? 10708. Hello. Who's on the line, please?
Hello.
Hello.
Chris.
Hello. Who's that?
It's Ashley.
Hello, Ashley. Ashley, can you just turn me down on whatever you're listening to me on, darling? I can hear myself.
Right, there we go. How's that?
Thank you very much.
Better?
Well, a very good evening to you, Ashley. This is a real pleasure to be speaking to you on the phone.
I know, dear. I know.
Now you're not going to start giving me those heavy breathing calls, are you?
No, why?
Why not?
Because this is not me, dear. That's why.
It's not you? Well, who am I
No.
talking to then? What? Doctor Who or someone? Ooh.
Right, Chris, quick one.
Yes.
Right. I was listening. Obviously, I've been listening to your show, as you know. You know the previous caller, the guy from Manchester. I think he's
No,
from
not
Manchester. Is that right?
not Manchester. From Nottingham.
Ah, yes, Nottingham.
Marc.
He was going on about the iPhones and everything, wasn't he?
Yes.
And he was saying about the iPhone 8 and the iPhone X, and then they were talking about, because they're saying about the iPhone 9, because I've just done, while you're doing that, I've done some research on the computer.
Oh, thank you very much. Excellent. Go on.
The iPhone 9, because where the iPhone 10, what they're calling the iPhone 10 or the iPhone X, it's obviously 10 years that the iPhone has been sort of trading, if you know what I mean.
Yes, yes.
So obviously that's why they've done a exceptional phone. But the iPhone 9, they're saying, should be coming out at the end of this year, if not next.
Oh, really? And would that be like in between the 8 and the 10? Perhaps a little bit cheaper, maybe, do you think?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because I got to be honest, Ash, I've looked, mainly because of what you said, and I've looked at the X, and it does look a lot better than my because the SE, if we're going to get the 10 out, well, that's like SE 7, 8. It will be like 3 phones ago, won't it?
Exactly.
Although there's nothing wrong with it, you know. I must admit, I only bought this in February. I've not. You can't.
Really?
You can't change the show. No. You know what? Now that I've realised that, I only bought this in February for my birthday. My mate gave us 300 quid, and I put the rest to it. I didn't have to pay much because, of course, I had another one to trade in as well. Do you know what? Do you know one of the things I threw out because I had to clear out my cupboards? An iPhone 4 box and an iPhone 5 box. I had
Really?
2 of those, yeah, and they both had the headphones in. Would you like a pair of Apple headphones? Only 30 quid. Bring your money in Friday night, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Don't see why not, lovey. By the way, I know I said thank you the other day. You know what you found the other day?
Oh,
I
yes.
still, to say thank you, I still want to buy you a drink on Friday, even though it'll be a soft drink. So
Well, I don't drink soft drinks or anything. They're full of sugar, dear. Nice glass of water will do me fine. Let me think. What can you bring me in? I'll get you to bring me something in. And I know. Have you seen the cotton candy grapes?
Cotton candy grapes.
Cotton candy grapes. Okay. So these are grapes. You can get them in Tesco's and I think Sainsbury's.
Right.
And they taste of candy floss. I'm not joking. You bite into one, you think, blimey, you're right, they do. They're called cotton candy grapes. You'll find them with the grapes if they've got any. Cotton candy grapes, £2. Get me one of those.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. Okay.
That
Job
can be
done.
that can be my gift from you.
Oh yes.
Although
I'll get you that.
I'm a little bit
That's no problem.
disappointed.
No.
I've got to be honest. I'm a little bit disappointed that you didn't get you didn't bring me back a little gift from your recent holiday. Where did you go?
Tenerife.
Was that nice there?
Oh, it was lovely. It was really, really nice. Really nice.
Did you see my
It was
friend? I've got
Sorry,
a friend.
go on.
I've got a friend who lives over there. The Boy George Experience. Did you see him at all while you were there?
No, unfortunately.
He does shows in the hotels and all that, you know.
Yeah, I heard about that because I spoke to like when you book your excursions, etc.
Yeah.
I said to the woman, she spoke really good English actually. I said to
Yes.
her, well, obviously I'm here with my partner, blah blah blah. I said, obviously I said, is there anywhere sort of like for us to go? And she said, well, try going down into Los Americas. Anyway, cut a long story short, she's mentioned about Boy George, and I said to Scott, I said, oh, let's go and see it. But I could kick myself. We didn't go and see it in the end.
Oh, he's really very good. He's very good.
Really?
He's won all sorts of awards and things like that. I've known him for years. But yeah, next time you go, perhaps to Tenerife. Would you go back to Tenerife?
Oh, I'll tell you what, love. Even as you know, because I talk about when I'm with you, we have our lovely conversations.
We do have
And,
wonderful, very intelligent conversations. I have with you when I'm when I'm doing my karaoke's.
Talking about wallpapers in your studio and all sorts is lovely. Because I'm trying to decorate my place as well.
Wallpapers. That's actually
So I'm
not.
trying to-
That's actually not wallpaper behind me. That's material. It's
Oh, is it?
material, yeah. And if you look very carefully, there's a join behind me, which if I move, you can see that's one's obvious, and that's why that join is there. Because I knew I would be sitting in front of it, and you'd rarely see it. There's also another join, if you look carefully, above the Union Jack.
Right, bear me 1 second while I log back into my phone.
Above
So I'm on my
the Union
landline.
flag, you can see a join there as well. If you
Right,
look
hold
carefully.
on, I'm going to
I've
quickly
gotta-
go back to
uh,
you.
I
I'm
don't
going
know-
to turn this volume down. Hold on.
Oh, I can hear myself again. I don't like that, dear, listening to myself. It's
Well,
awful.
tell me about it. Right, I've put the volume down low.
All
I'll
right.
put it on mute now. Right, okay, fire away.
So you can see can you see above the Union flag? There's hang on
Yes.
a minute. You're back on the other camera now, aren't you? Yeah. Above the Union flag, there's like a line. That's a join there.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if you didn't know, that flag is actually not there. That's superimposed. Look. That flag is not actually on the wall. That's a superimposition of the thing. Actually, I keep meaning to change that because we've done a new logo now without the W. You don't really need www on anything, not these days, do you? That's all kind of gone out in the arc. And a wonderful picture of Queen Elizabeth II. How wonderful, with a lamp just in her way there. We can't see her beautiful face. Do you like the Queen? Are you a fan of the Queen?
I am indeed.
Are you a royalist? You're a royalist.
Oh, yes.
Harry or Wheels?
Sorry?
Harry or Wheels?
Yeah, they're all right.
Yeah, Harry or Wheels? Which one?
I'll probably go Harry.
Harry all the way, I think you'd say that. It's the rugby that does it, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. Don't tell Scott that, though, when you
I
see
won't.
him
I
this
won't.
weekend.
Tell us all what you do for a job, Ashley.
Right, well, I work for a family business. We're potato merchants by trade. And our main customer is fish and chicken. So as well as we do private fish and chip shops, but our main bread and butter is fish and chicken. So I deliver their potatoes.
Is it a
all
good?
their chips.
Is it a good business? You make a lot of money out of that.
Surprisingly, Chris, the profit is good, but the wages are.
Not very good wages, no. May I ask how much you take home a week, or do you not want to say? It doesn't matter if you don't.
Well, we've got attendance bonus now. That's only recently been brought in through the company.
Right.
But a basic week. If I don't earn any overtime, basic week, I can take 265. Which obviously for those 2 weeks when I was away, because obviously I was away, so that was my basic wage. If I'm working, because I work long hours, I get overtime. I can take anything from 320 to last week. You remember when I came in on Friday and I looked quite tired, didn't I?
Yes, you did, yeah.
That week I took about 380.
So 380. Do you live with on your own or with your parents?
I live on my own.
Right. How much rent do you pay? Rent or buying a house?
I should be paying rent. I
Right.
should be, but this is part of the perks. Where my dad owns the flat, it's part of the perks I get. I'm not paying any rent at the minute.
Wow. So that's got to be worth £150 a week, isn't it?
Well, yeah. So
What have you got? One bedroom flat?
It's technically they class it as a studio, but the bedroom's separate from the lounge. But even though it hasn't got a door on it,
And
it's separate from the lounge. So
and what area is that? What area is that in Ash?
Purfleet.
Purfleet is Croydon way.
Thurrock.
Is it Croydon? Oh no, so that's Essex way, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what is that worth? Studio flat there, 150, 200 a week?
Studio flat, you can range, renting wise, can range from 400 to 550 a month.
Okay, so you've got £300 a week to spend.
Well,
No,
technically.
250. 250.
Right. Well, originally it was costing me. So before I was working for my old man, I was working for. Actually, I haven't told you this, have I?
No, carry on. We're listening. You're interesting. You're
So
interesting. You see.
originally, I was working for the Metropolitan Police.
Oh right, yeah.
So I've done that for a year and a half.
What was you? Was you a policeman? Or cadet?
Police community support officer.
Okay.
So, you know, when people like the yobbos of society, shall we say?
So would you say you've got a good eye to sort of tell whether someone's a bit dodgy or whether actually, yeah, they're all right?
There's been situations where I've been in and I think to myself, yeah, no. You know, when you sort of think, yeah, you sort of talk to them, but then you sort of wee me away from them, if you know what I mean.
Yes, yeah. So where would I fall on that scale, do you think, Ashley?
You wouldn't, love. You're very close to me, so, you know.
So
you're
I'd
very
be one
close
of the
to
all
me.
right characters, would I? I'm not too dodgy, am I, really?
No.
I mean, I have to admit to you, an ex-policeman now, you know, that I did used to steal toilet rolls from one of my employers, but they've all gone now. I've used every single one of them. I had a cupboard full of them at one point, all gone. I've had to buy them, Ashley. I've had to buy toilet rolls, love. It's terrible.
Really?
I managed to get 60 rolls for £13 on voucher.
All right. Fair enough. Do you know what my dad does? He says, I'll go down to Poundland and get the big bulk of them. You know, you can get a bulk of, say, as you said.
Yeah, that's what I've done. I've got a £13 and that was 60 rolls. Massive, great big thing of a bloke brought it round, you know, left it outside my front door.
Oh,
It's
there
good,
you
isn't
go.
it? Anyway, tell us more about your police thing.
So yeah, I was based in Edmonton Green. Enfield. I was originally in Enfield Lock.
That's an area, isn't it?
then I
Oh,
was
my God.
Sorry?
That's an area you don't want to be a policeman, isn't it? Edmonton.
Oh, tell me about it, love. So it was interesting, put it that way.
Yeah, I should think it was.
So I was based there for a little while, and then I was. Do I say it? Do I not say it? I will.
Not if you don't want to.
I was put on suspension for minor allegations, i.e. saying inappropriate sayings, because you have to be politically correct.
Oh, yeah.
So, but the main one was officer safety. So I was detaining two youths that had an illegal dog. I knew he had an illegal dog, but you have to prove it. So anyway, so me and my colleague saw the two youths and the illegal dog, and said, we went up to him and said, you're right, mate, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, as I was talking to him, his mate sort of decided to run off.
Oh, right.
So we were thinking, well...
Why did he run off?
Why is your friend running off? What's he hiding? And then the dog owner said, don't know, mate. He didn't want to communicate. All of a sudden, when his mate ran off, he didn't want to know. So I'm thinking, okay. So I sort of went round the corner to see what he was doing, and saw me coming round the corner and then legged it. So I'm thinking, right, okay. So then I saw this sort of block of something on the floor, and I thought, right, okay, straight away, that's drugs. So then I gave chase. Anyway, cut a long story short, came back, and I said, so what's this then? He's like, it's not mine. It's not mine. I said, well, it's clearly got to be someone's. Anyway, detained the dog owner, and then prior to me detaining the dog owner, obviously I gave chase to the other guy. The reason why the police put me on suspension is because I left my colleague with the dog owner's dog that could easily bit my colleague.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I'm not a dog fan. There's a couple of dogs around here.
Right.
And I often say it's not the dogs, it's the owners. And I'll tell you why I say that. I've got a neighbour 1, 2, 3 doors away. Pearl, her name is. She's a lovely lady.
Okay.
And I moved here in 1992. And she's always had Alsatians. Great big Alsatians. She had 2, then she had 1, then she had another 1. And they were always all over me. I mean, these are great big things, and it would come up to me and knock me down because it wanted to put its paws on my chest and lick me to death.
Really?
And all her dogs were like that. And they really were friendly. You know, I'd be walking past her house, and if her door opened, all right, Chris, and a dog would be there, I would drop to my knees and this dog would come running towards me and just be all over me. So I know it's not the dogs.
No.
Near where I park my car in the garage, above there is a bloke who runs a security firm. And he has all these, he keeps changing his vans. I don't know why. And it said dogs in transit. And he walks his dogs around here. Now, he's a big bloke. He's all right, as is his missus. But they've got these blasted dogs and they're on thick leads. I know that, and they're holding on to them. But they see people, and you're, oh my God, and you are terrified of these dogs. And it's got to a point now where I look out now before I'm coming round the corner, just in case he's coming the other way. And I just don't think these things should be walked around public places. There's another bloke who's got, of course, got friendly. If you've got dogs, you get friendly with people who've got dogs. Another bloke who lives a little bit further over, who's got the same dogs. One of them is a bit placid, but the other one, it hates me. Now, I've never been near this bloody dog, right? But it hates me, and it growls and it barks, and you can see it wants to go for me. And he's holding it back on this lead. And I think, this shouldn't be allowed. Now, I know one of my other neighbours, he's the bloke who fixes all the cars on the estate. I've always got one of those, haven't you? Always got. He's a lovely chap. Phil was his name. And he's got a son, Reese, and he's married. And they're always fixing cars near my garage. All right, Phil. I was talking to him the other day, and he said he was walking up to the bloke who runs a security bloke, and his missus was walking the dog. I said, "Oh, how are you?" And he started walking towards you. Well, it nearly had his bloody hand off.
Really?
He's spoken to the police before about other dogs, and they can't do anything until someone gets bitten. And that's just stupid. That's just stupid. Certain dogs, and these 3, the security bloke, he's got 2 that I know of, and the other one's got 2, but only one of them is crazy. They shouldn't be allowed to walk those in public places, I feel, because it's just downright dangerous. And you get all that old crap, oh, it's all right, mate, he won't hurt you. Well, you've only got to open the papers. That's always happening. People who say it won't hurt you, and then they go for you. And I think
the reason why, obviously, one to do with protection of the owner, but the other thing, I don't know if maybe you would know about this, but if an animal, as you said, a dog, for example, sort of bites you, if when you bleed, it's the blood that they like, and I don't know what it is. It's something to do that it's like the sense or something, but that's when they don't stop. So because I've found this from my friend, because she was doing like a training course about animal training,
right?
And because she wanted to go into vets and things like that.
Oh yeah.
And with dogs, if you bleed, never let a dog taste your blood, because they will go for you. Well,
it's a bit late by then, isn't it?
Don't know why, but it's something to do with a dog, or I don't know what it is. I think it's to do with like natural instinct, I'm assuming.
Yeah. But surely by the time they've bitten you, that's it. It's too late. It's tasted you, isn't it?
Exactly.
Oh,
exactly.
I think the only thing to do is to walk around with a piece of kidney or a bit of steak in your pocket, and if you get attacked, just throw the bit of steak down. I wonder if that would that actually work?
I go round Purfleet, I sometimes have my mum's dog. Lovely dog, right? We've got it's a family dog, little Jack Russell. As soon as I say Jack Russell to my friend, oh, God, they're really yappy, blah, blah. Do you know what? He's as placid as anything.
Well,
so, anyways, when I take him out for a walk, I go down the end of my road and then across the road, and across from the road you've got like sort of like it's like an abandoned sort of field.
Yes.
So I sort of take him round there, and he sort of goes off and chuck him the ball and everything. But even when I come back, always put him on a lead. And when I'm walking down the road, one of my neighbours has got a staff.
Oh, yeah.
And it's kind of like one of the staffs that when they see another dog, they go, rah, 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 rah. Or they do this really high screeching noise. It's like, rah, rah, rah. and you just think.
I thought you
right,
did that
okay,
very well.
look
You did,
round.
you did that very well. You could almost be a dog.
Really? Don't say that, Chris. So yeah, they are. It's really strange the noise they make when they see some of them. Some staffs are all right, but other staffs aren't all right with other dogs.
No.
But,
No, I mean,
but yeah, it's one of those situations.
My sister's
anyway,
got.
going back to what I was saying. So
Yeah.
anyway, I detained the dog owner, right? So I had to be put on suspension for that. So full investigation.
Right.
So they said, pulled me in, blah blah blah. Had to write a report, etc. They said, well, you need to get in contact with your union rep. I said, fine. So I got in contact with my union rep. So they said, right, we'll plan a date to have this meeting, blah, blah, blah. I said, fine. So done on the date, they told me, right, well, we got to put you on suspension pending investigation. They said it shouldn't take more than, say, 8 to 9 weeks. I thought, right, okay. 6 months later...
Oh, my word. Yeah.
I was still on suspension, right? So 6 months later, so in between times I was going every month to make sure when you within the public sector, they have to make sure you're not depressed, suicidal.
Yeah.
If you feel
you're all of those
bring...
things, aren't you?
I'm not depressed, love. I'm always upbeat when I'm around you.
Carry on, dear. Carry on.
So... Anyway, so I had to go in to make sure I was okay. I had to see a counsellor and everything. And I said, well, I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine. All I want to know is what the outcome will be of this investigation. And then they said, well, they're still getting all the reports in, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, cut a long story short. So 6.5 months later, I had the meeting, right? So I had my investigation meeting with my borough commander, which is like the top boss. Like
Right.
he's the main person that can say, you're back or you're fired. So anyway, won the case, luckily, literally by the skin of my teeth, right? He gave me an extra 6-month probation, because I was still, at that point, I was still in my probation period, so he gave me an extra 6 months. But he said to me, if you mess up again, that's it, you're out. I thought, fair enough. So moved from Enfield Block to another team based in Edmonton Green. So that was interesting, really interesting, because every single day was different, you're dealing with minor things to like people dropping a can and you ask them to pick it up. And then especially like little kids, they try and give you mouth and you just think, mate, just put it in the bin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just put it in the bin, job done.
Oh, there's a lot of that going
serious
on. Yeah.
things to like. There was one that even I remember today that sort of not haunted me, but sort of made me. When you go to Hendon, well, you wouldn't know, but prior to you getting your job, you go to the training and things like that, based in Hendon.
Yes, I've heard of that.
You sort of role plays, scenarios that you got to deal with, but obviously it's kind of like you're wrapped up in cotton wool. So if you do mess up, you got the trainers to help you out.
Yeah.
But when you're not on your street, when you're on the streets in real life, you're pretty much on your own. You got your colleague, but that is it. So there was one situation that we had to go to where someone was schizophrenic, and he had one of his episodes. But what happened was he got so bad that it ended out quite badly, put it that way. So obviously we got called to deal with this, but it was too late. He committed suicide.
Oh.
And
Right.
so obviously I had to go in, and it wasn't a nice sight. There was blood all over the walls, and anyway, yeah, that was quite extreme. So after that, that kind of haunted me for a while.
Right.
So yeah, and then after that, about 2 months later, I had to do officer safety training, and I was late for that because I was stuck on the motorway to get to the training base. And prior to what I was saying, remember when my borough commander said, if you get in trouble again, that's it, you're out. So when with officer safety training, it's kind of like if you don't go, it's an automatic disciplinary. It's to do with insurance. If you're not insured, say if you get injured while you're patrolling on the streets, right, and someone comes up to you and you get injured and you're not insured as within, like the Met are insured, but every single year you have to renew it through the Metropolitan Police. And if you haven't got the right not skills, but if you're not properly insured and you get injured, you can sue the Met basically. So I was put on suspension again, and then when I spoke to my union rep about it, she said if it was me to save your future job, if you want to join in again, she said it's not looking good, Ash. If I'm completely honest, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Yeah, evidence we got on this one doesn't look good. So
what, for just being late?
She said, if you want to save yourself, between me and you, off the record, by this point I was having a fag outside with her. I said to her, Sandra, what do I do? Right, seriously, what do I do? She said, me, okay, no other police officers about it. She said, Ash, you really want me to be honest? Quit while you're ahead.
Right.
She said, quit while you're ahead.
And this was just because you were late, or you didn't get somewhere?
Just because I was late, because the motorway was closed, because I had an accident on it.
Oh, that's harsh. That's harsh.
So this is what I'm saying. The police are kind of like the army.
Yeah.
If you're late, it is a massive thing.
Would you go back into that again?
Yeah, I would, because it is good. It is good because every single day, like, it didn't matter what time I started work. I never knew what I was going to be dealing with. Do you know what I mean? 1 minute I could be dealing with minor things. Next minute I could be doing, as I gave you the scenario, which haunted me, that serious situation. It was literally 1 minute I was doing something else, and then within an hour I was dealing with that. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, oh my God, like, what do I do? What do I do? Like, it never, like, when you're in Hendon, they prepare you, but it kind of, like, it doesn't sink in.
Yeah, of course.
Until
you're actually on the job, yeah. Do you there must be times that you fear for your own safety, though, surely? No, or do you kind of block that out?
I mean, you can do reasonable force. I mean, I've dealt with something that I had, what was it? Where was I? I think I was out on patrol somewhere. I'm trying to think, I can't remember whereabouts, but I know it's around Edmonton Green somewhere. And there was a kid came up to me and he's saying something to do with, what was it? I'm trying to think now. Hold on. It'll come to me in a minute. What was it?
You usually only get this problem as you get older. I mean, I don't know why I'm sitting here today, to be honest.
I completely lost my trail of thought.
Worry not.
Anyway, basically, cut a long story short on that one, I had to use reasonable force because he attacked me.
Right.
And I had to use reasonable force to put him onto the ground.
Right.
So, if you're going to come up with me with something like, I don't know, a baseball bat,
yeah,
for example, the thing what I would do, because when you're in training, they do pressure points and things like that, but it's natural instinct. When someone's coming at you with something, before they hit you, you get them on the ground first.
And how would you do that then?
So you have to be careful. You have to be careful because everything has to be backed up. Right. Everything you do has to be backed up.
Yeah.
You have to give the reason because it all has to go through investigations. If you get someone onto the ground and they're injured by a police officer, the police officer, then it's straight away you're in a meeting saying, why did you do this?
Isn't it a difficult job? Gosh.
So I had to justify the reason why I had to use reasonable force to put that person on the floor.
Right.
So, i.e. to me saying, kicking him in like a perfect one. You know, in the back of your legs, you got the knees.
Yes.
If you feel behind the kneecap, you got that sort of like jelly bit
The
at
little
the back
soft
of your
bit,
legs,
yes,
haven't you?
yeah.
So what I did to get him on the floor, as he was running at me, I sort of swung round to the side of him, and then I kicked him in the back of the knees, which then put him onto the ground.
Right.
And then I went straight on him. So
Okay.
I moved the obstacle out of the way, and then I detained him while he was on the floor.
Right.
But prior to him, obviously, when he fell onto the floor, he got injured. Not massively, like he had a graze on his arm and that.
Yeah.
But you know what they do? They cry wolf. Oh, he's injured me. I've got a massive cut. Blah,
you
blah,
see
blah.
him on the telly, don't you? Oh, please do
Trust
me a favour.
So anyway, so I had to explain the reason why I had to use reasonable force. And as soon as I said that, my sergeant said, yeah, all right, fair enough, Ash, no problem.
Let me ask you before you go.
Go on.
Do you think you should be carrying guns?
Who, me?
The police.
Oh, the police? Yes. In this day and age, yes, because of terrorism. As you know, they're all about the terrorism.
I think so as well now. I think we've kind of crossed a. I think we've kind of crossed a line now, and with all the terrorism and everything that goes on, and there's a lot of people out there now with firearms that I think you and I don't know, that we probably know some of them even, I don't know, in pubs and places like that. And I think the old days of, like, I don't know if you ever saw Dixon of Dock Green, and it was like community policing, and you just walking around, and a kid did something wrong, you just clipped him round the face and said, "Go on, get home to your mother." And you can't do any of that anymore because they'll knife you.
Oh yeah.
And I actually think the police should have guns now. I mean, I've seen them many times. We had them actually in the shopping centre just after. Was it something happened the other week? I can't remember what it was now. Oh, was it a bomb? The bomb on the train. The bad. Have you ever seen such a thing? They couldn't even make it properly. These idiots. Couldn't even make it.
You say that, right? As you know, I was on my holidays in Tenerife, right? And even over in Tenerife, we saw it on the news.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking,
who's made that?
Who made that? And two, what you just said, really? You didn't, I'm glad it didn't go off.
Yeah, of course. They couldn't even make it properly. But after that, we had a couple of armed police actually in our brand new Bracknell shopping centre. They walk around with guns. And I've seen them at airports, of course, and I don't have a problem with it. And they're always holding it, aren't they? I've noticed that. When they've got these, guns, they're permanently holding them downwards, but nevertheless they're attached to them. One hand's there and one end's there. Like there only seems to be one way to carry one of those guns, and I'm okay with that, really. And I think the police in this country should all be armed now, really. I do.
Admittedly, from me working in the police to obviously me not working in the police now.
Yeah.
I think they should be. Yeah.
Well, they, and of course when you were, and you, I think do a blooming wonderful job, and a very, very difficult job in these times of all sorts of litigation and he hurt me when he arrested me and all that old crap, and I scraped my knee on the police door when they pushed me in. Well, don't do the blooming crime then, and it won't happen. You know
what? You saying, just quickly, Chris, you saying that, right? Because when I was in there, obviously, when I went home, I told my parents about it. And even when my parents were kids, like my dad said, we would have never, ever, the way that kids speak to police officers now, do you know what the police apparently used to do in the olden days? Maybe you might know, well, you would know about it. Is this actually true? In the olden days, if you backchat a police officer, right, is it true that you would know about it?
Yes, you blooming well would. You get a whack round the head. You would get a whack round the head, and two right and all. But worse, you know what's worse than being whacked round your head in those days? Do you know what the worst thing was? Being taken home to your parents. Of course, it never happened to me, but my father would have gone mad. He would have gone mad. Let me tell you, that clip round the head from the policeman would be nothing in comparison to what your father would have done for you. Nowadays, a child gets into trouble. You know, not when I say I don't mean a 7-year-old child. You know, an older teenager, shall we say, or a younger teenager. A younger teenager gets into trouble now, and the parents defend the child. Doesn't matter what that child's done wrong, they go and defend the child. And this is where it's all gone wrong. What's happened to the discipline? It's like teachers at school. You know, a teacher has a go at the child. You know, the next thing, the parents are down there rowing with the children. How has that happened like that? Because when I was bad at school, and I was a couple of times, never as bad enough to have and that was another thing at school. The worst thing, I had the cane twice. For stupid things.
I remember that.
For simply talking at the back of the class. I got the cane a couple of times. We had detention. But what I never got was the letter to your parents.
That's
My
the worst one,
God.
Right? Prime example.
But that you know, in those days, which is the 1970s, I was at school. If you got a letter sent home with your parents, you would be terrified to give that letter to them. And in fact, some of them didn't, but they came unstuck because the school would ring them. Did you get the letter that we sent you? You see, that was a terrible thing. Now, a lot of parents aren't, but, a letter from the school. Oh, I'll open it tomorrow. Not bothered. What's all this say about you? Oh, I'm not having... Then they go down and have a row with the teachers. And I don't know how we've come to that.
Nor do I. I mean, just quickly, prime example I'll give you. So I left school in 2004, right? So 2002, maybe 2001. I must have been, 11, 10... So I must have been about year 9, right? So, about year 9. So I moved to boarding school in year 9 in Norfolk. And one day when I was out at play, I think it was morning playtime, me and my mates decided to go up into the woods and have a fag. Wrong thing to do. I got what we used to call isolation.
Right.
So basically what that meant was you're excluded from all lessons. You were then put into a room right next door to the deputy head, where the deputy head could see what you were doing. You then had loads of work to do. You then had, instead of a letter, they sent it via email, right? Because obviously they had my parents' email addresses. So they sent the letter via email to my dad. So that weekend, plus I got what we used to call early beds. I got no free time through that week.
Yeah.
Right, so my games console was taken out my room. My TV was taken out my room. I had an hour early bed. I had no free time in the evening. The only time I could go out was at Tuck Shop to get some sweets, or to go to the loo, or to have a shower.
Oh, my word.
So it was serious.
Horrendous.
So when I went home, I thought, right, okay, my punishment's done.
Yes, it sounds like it as well.
No, when I got home, I'll tell you what, I ran. That's all I'm saying. I ran. My dad was waiting. He grabbed hold of me and he gave me a good clip round the ear. He said, right, you're grounded for a week.
Different world, isn't it? Different world altogether, Ashley.
During a week, so he said, so we'll count that the weekends as a week. So that's 5 weekends where you can't go out and do anything.
That must have done your head in, didn't it?
Oh, it was like prison.
Oh, well.
I'll tell you what, I've soon learnt my lesson.
I should think you did. Ashley, that was a wonderful phone call. Absolutely wonderful phone call from you today. Thank you very much, sir.
No problem, Chris. Well, I'll get you, what was it, those strawberries?
Cotton candy grapes, they're called. Cotton candy grapes.
Cotton candy grapes.
Cotton candy grapes.
I'll give them to you personally.
Lovely.
On Friday evening.
I shall look forward to receiving those from you. All right?
Lovely.
Have a nice evening. Good luck, Ash.
A very, very quick one. Personal thing, right?
Yes, quick. I want to go. Come on, I'm hungry now.
It's Scott's birthday tomorrow, yeah?
Right.
Any ideas what to get? What I could get him?
I don't know what he likes.
This is the thing. 'Cause you know him pretty well.
How much do you want to
don't you?
spend? No, not really. Not
No?
really. How much do you want to spend?
About 40, 50 quid.
Pair of trainers.
See, that's what I'm thinking.
There you go then. You know the answer already. Pair of trainers.
Yeah.
Get online now. Is it tomorrow,
Right.
did you say? Oh, you've
Sorry?
left that a bit late. You'll have to go out to the shop and buy them now. Sports Direct.
See, I'm seeing him. He's got Thursday off work, so I'm seeing him Thursday night. He's going to come to mine.
Pair of trainers and make sure he wears them on Friday night, okay?
Oh yes, I will do, lovey.
Thanks, Ash. Bye-bye now.
No worries. You take care, and I'll see you Friday evening.
Yeah, cheerio now. Bye now, Ash.
All
Bye-bye.
right, bye, bye.
Well, what an excellent, interesting phone call that was. Didn't you think so? Isn't it amazing? It's just that's just wonderful where you get a phone call like that, and that was just so interesting. It really was. Now, I've got a meter up in front of me, as I was saying here to the beginning of the throat, and it's not kind of moving properly. It looks higher on one side than it is the other. So if you're listening in stereo, and there's got to be a loose wire somewhere. That'll be what that is from when I was moving the blooming Hoover around the other day. Let's just say hello to a couple of people. Chai's there. Hello, Chai. All right, you are quite late, darling. I'm just about to disappear, I'm afraid. We've nearly done 2 hours tonight. That was unexpected, but we've just had a wonderful, wonderful phone call from Ashley, who lives in Essex, about when he was a community police man and doing stuff like that. Really good phone call. So if you've joined us late, don't forget you can watch the recording of the show, which reappears almost as soon as we finish. Sometimes it takes a little while, anything up to sort of 10 to 15 minutes, okay? And it will reappear. The whole show will be back on there again, exactly where you're watching this as a recording. All right, Chai, so you won't miss anything, darling. Tony says, I had the cane more times than I had cups of tea, but I used to put cardboard down my trousers when I had to bend over. Did you really? Oh, well, they must have noticed that. They must have noticed that it was a bit hard when it was slapping your arse with a cane. Good one. Hello to Paul Gallagher joining us tonight. Ants is back. Dino's there. Hello, Dino. All right. And Mark Jones wants to know, oh, well, you're going to sing for us? Not tonight. Not tonight, because I'm feeling a little bit peckish and I want a cup of tea. Dino says, my friends love cotton candy grapes. Have you not tried them yet, Dino? They are absolutely delicious. I've got a little packet downstairs, actually. I might have... No, I'm going to have some... I've got some of my rice risotto, which I've managed to do this time properly. I've been doing the rice risotto in the slow cooker, and I keep putting in the rice too early. And then by the time it's finished, you've just got this big bowl of stodge, and the rice is almost completely disintegrated. It's not nice. Today, I did the vegetables in the slow cooker for about 4 or 5 hours, I think it was. And then I put the rice in for the risotto rice for the last 20 minutes, and it's worked. So I've got a nice bowl of... I've already had one bowl tonight, a massive bowl tonight. I've got another bowl just after I finish the show. Well, I'm going to watch the latest edition of Star Trek Discovery on Netflix, which is an excellent TV series. They've done well with this one. I saw the first two, which were on last Monday. They're releasing one each Monday, aren't they? So I'm going to watch Discovery, and I might chat to you about it tomorrow if we do a show tomorrow. And I think that's it today. Is it? Is that it today? Yeah, I think we're done. Thank you, Ashley. We'll see you Friday. Looking forward to Friday. Chai says, I did hear the latter bit. Good show as always. Thank you, Chai. Hope you enjoy the recording. Ben's there as well. Greetings, Ben. A bit late as well today. Isn't it lovely, Ben? In on a Tuesday night, me and you. It's so wonderful being able to come up here with all this technology. It really is, boys and girls. Being able to come up here and chat to you, usually once a day at some point of the day. It's just fantastic, and thank you for being there. Okay, and also thank you to those of you that have shared the show to your walls today. We'll do today's birthdays, Tuesday's birthdays. Happy birthday today to a very, very good friend of mine and an ex-work colleague. I worked with this lady for a few years in the Belushi's bars, and she's such a nice person. She too has been doing the Slimming World and looks amazing. Carla Nash. Carla Nash, now and again, she turns up at somewhere where I'm doing a karaoke with two other ex-colleagues of mine who work with Belushi's. Belushi's was a brand that I worked with for about 5 years. They had branches all over London. Hammersmith. I worked in Hammersmith, Camden Town. Oh, hello. I'm just talking to millions of people at the moment. I'll call you back soon because I've nearly finished. Thank you. Goodbye. Welcome back to the United Kingdom. Thank you. That's my mate. He's just back off holiday. He's been to Ireland for a couple of days. His friend over there is very, very ill suddenly. Got a nasty virus, so he's just driving back now. Where was I? Yes, Carla. I worked with the Belushi's brand for about 5 years in Hammersmith, Camden, Fulham and London Bridge. And Carla worked at the London Bridge one. Did you work in Camden as well? I can't remember now. But you're certainly at the London Bridge one. And she's wonderful. And it was a wonderful job. Oh, God, I loved it. It was just so full of energy and people from all over the world. And every week you'd get a brand new lot of people come in from countries anywhere. And it was a wonderful, wonderful place to work. And unfortunately, a new manager came and decided it wasn't anything to do with me. He just didn't want the karaoke. So that was it. Gone. But I worked with Carla for about 3 years, I think, there. And she's wonderful. Happy birthday, Carla. Hope you've had a wonderful day. I know it's the end of your birthday now because we're just about to go into Wednesday, aren't we? So happy birthday to you. Sinitta St. Moritz, happy birthday to you. To Bhav Patel, who used to come along to the karaoke at the Golden Lion in Camden Town. Happy birthday to you, Bhav. I haven't seen you for some time. You might want to come along. Camden, I do the Camden Eye on Sundays for karaoke, 8 till 10:45, Bhav, if you want to come along there, okay? It's James Buckley's birthday today. Happy birthday, James. Jennifer Brehalt is a young 69 today. Happy birthday, Jennifer. Welcome, darling. And Richard Lee Hickman, who plays ukulele, and he's got some wonderful outfits. He's been along to the karaoke once or twice. Happy birthday as well to you, Richard. So let's sing the song, boys and girls. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Carla, Sinitta, Bhav, James, Jennifer and Richard. Happy birthday to you. Not long left to your birthdays, but we get it in, all right? So happy birthday to you. Last lot of messages. Fulham and London Bridge. Yes. I'm looking forward to Discovery. As soon as I finish this, I'll probably watch it, Ben, when I have something to read, okay? Thanks very much for watching the show today, boys and girls. Maybe with you tomorrow morning as well, around about 10 o'clock. We'll see how it goes, okay? And I hope you have a nice evening. Bye-bye now.